How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Siren's Call.
Siren's Call.
So, last time, we finished off Andy's category and began Emil's, I think.
Yes.
And the thing that kind of sucks, we actually recorded this episode already, but we had some technical difficulties on Jay's end, so we have to record this one.
I didn't realize that my mic was not on. So I was recording on my internal mic, and it sounded like dog shit, so we have to do it again.
Yeah, but I mean, nothing crazy really happened in the last one. That was like lore heavy, so if you're worried about any like blind reactions, you didn't miss too much. So redoing this won't be an issue. But yeah, so we'll just hop in. At this point, Andy probably would have stormed the front door, screamed something at me from her bedroom, and just killed me. She must be out of the park then. I take a seat in the living room while Judith half skips, half runs into the kitchen and faceplants. Boy, Andy sure has been going hard lately, hasn't she, Judith? Judy.
Don't call me that.
Baby.
No. Huh? What are you talking about?
Hey, let's ditch Violet, yeah?
Let's shack up, if you know what I mean.
Let's get
Book
Andy,
shack.
too.
No.
And I'll have a good time. She
Oh, wait, not
she
you.
Never,
I
she
understand.
never
I
seems
was
to be
like,
around
what?
the house that much anymore. Maybe we should all pool our cash together for a treadmill or something. Because she always wants to run away from her problems, get me?
No.
I know she works as hard to stay hydrated and stuff, but I'm pretty sure she's still gonna get heat stroke if she keeps staying out there for so long.
I wouldn't worry too much about buying equipment for the house.
Will we? Will we?
Yeah, will we? Seems like kind of a waste if she's only going to be here for breaks and stuff.
What? The music cut out.
Oh, no.
Judith places a rather large cup of sweet tea on the coffee table and sits next to me.
Drink it.
Is Andy?
Drink it. Gone? Yeah, she left for college already.
Oh. What? Why didn't you tell me that?
This is kind of fun because we just get a second go at this like really cool dialogue. Because this episode was so intense. Okay.
Because I thought it was obvious. Wait, did you really not know that she was leaving? How weird. Of course she's gone, Oliver. We all have to leave home eventually. That's just how things work.
Right, so last time I hit regress.
You did.
What happens if I...
I don't know. You fade out of fucking existence, I guess. You get Thanos. It's like you've made a bad mistake. Oh, God.
That's just how
That's
things
just
work.
how things work.
That's just how things work. That's just how things work.
What's happening?
I don't know, everything's just fading. Oh shit.
You've died. The Dark Souls death screen. What the fuck? Did we actually lose? Is that technically what happens?
Andy would have stormed the front door.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
No, that's wrong. Judith and I are the only ones here. No siblings, no friends, no parents. Only us. We're all that's left.
What?
I take a seat in the living room while Judith half skips, half runs into the kitchen. I remember this whole thing still happens. Like, I know he redoes this whole scene. So I wonder
okay.
if that makes a difference that we regressed or not. You sure do seem, what's the word?
Teary? Pleased as punch.
Yeah, this is the same.
Happy as a clam in heat.
I do remember this.
Sure, all of the above?
Astute observations as always, good sir.
I am quite astute.
Is sweet tea good to drink? We still have some left over from last time.
I don't know about y'all, but I'm not a tea drinker.
Oh, I love sweet tea.
Judith places a rather large cup of sweet tea on the coffee table and sits next to me. I don't know, like, whenever I was younger, we had sweet tea in the fridge, but my dumbass couldn't tell the difference between sweet tea and apple juice. Like, I mean, they looked the same. So I poured myself a fat glass, and I took the biggest swig, and it tasted not great. So I had, like, just this hatred towards sweet tea for a while because it wasn't apple juice. And I was like, I was
That's so
betrayed.
funny.
So I just have never really liked it.
I used to drink sweet tea all the time.
Yeah, well, not me. I'm just not really a
Yeah.
tea guy.
No, that's fair. Yeah.
Just like
I'm not
I'm not a
hot-
big coffee guy either.
Yeah. I'm not really a hot tea person because whenever I make tea, I just feel like I make it wrong, and it never tastes great. But I don't know.
I mean, if boba counts, I'll drink boba.
Oh, I fucking love boba.
But
But yeah, I mean, it
Yeah,
does
I'm not
count
really
depending
big-
on what you
big
get
tea
because it
guy.
is a tea base usually, unless you like get the juice, which isn't boba. But whatever.
yeah. Judith, are you sure you're doing okay?
Huh? Yes, of course.
You're acting a little sus for me.
Among Us? I've got 2 hours alone with my favorite person in the world. Why wouldn't I be okay?
I mean, I'm okay. This has to be a joke. No, that's too cruel. Judith wouldn't play something like this up for laughs. But maybe it's the kind of thing she'll only be comfortable talking about if I bring it up first.
Oh, I get it.
Great. I'm leaving.
Great. Now that we got that all squared away, I'm gonna leave.
You're referring to my sister, right?
Great. Now that we got that all squared away, I'm gonna make like a circle and roll on out of here.
Oh, that was really fucking funny, Andy.
Hell, I mean... Gulp. Yes,
Gulp. Gorsh.
but yeah, if there's anything you want to talk about, we can do that. We could do that.
I don't understand.
You understand plenty, my dear.
No, I don't. What is there that you want me to talk about?
When you're trying to do like pickup lines, it's like, you know what I mean. They're like, no, I fucking don't.
No, I literally don't. What is your angle, my guy?
All right, maybe this is some sort of test. It has to be, right? I mean, Andy's gone now. She's not in Siren's Call. You don't live with her anymore. Don't you know this?
No.
That's gotta be weird, right? Surely that's not something easy for you to adjust to.
Oh, right. Nah, it's fine. Do you need a spoon to stir up the sugar in your tea, by the way? It tends to sink to the bottom if you don't actually do anything about it, you know?
Disgusting.
Disgusting.
Disgusting sensation glides above the membrane of my skin, as if my pores are being baptized in a bucket of worms. I
Delicious.
suppress the urge to vomit.
Why?
Why? I don't get it. Why are you even talking about that right now? Your sister is gone, Judith. How the hell are you okay with that? Think, Mark. Think. She's gone. Everyone's gone.
So, they'll be fine.
Will they?
Yeah. And Andy's a big girl. It's not like she needs me taking care of her anymore. None of us need each other anymore. Can't you see that?
You're right. You don't need me, so I'll leave.
Bye.
And besides, her leaving town is in the past, so why even focus on it? Let's just enjoy ourselves while we can and forget about what is done. It is done, after all.
I can't read her. Why can't I read her?
Because I'm not a book,
Is this something
you
she's doing
fool.
intentionally? Or does she really not care? No, there's no way she's this indifferent about Andy leaving. How would that even be possible?
Oh dear, that look on your face.
I make this face all the time. This is like one of my default sprites.
Yeah, when I wake up in the morning, this is what I look like.
You probably think I'm simply the worst right now, don't you?
Pretty close.
Damn.
Please understand, I'm only so calm about all of this because I'm certain everyone else will be fine. I know that you're stressed from all that's been happening lately, though. It can't be easy being the center of everything like this.
Then stop focusing on me so much. Please, you don't need to keep spoiling me like this, Judy. If something is legitimately bugging you, then it's my job as your friend to hear you out.
And it's my job to watch out for you, Olive Oil.
That name is banned
Yeah.
from your
Pump
use.
the fucking brakes, Judy.
It always has been, and lately, I've been doing terribly at it. You've been so incredibly stressed, it's simply miserable to watch. So what good will come from me focusing on people who aren't even here? Is that really what you want? Do you want me to be all bothered and miserable? If so, I'll have plenty of time to wallow in despair later. But right now, you're the only one. Wait, fuck. You're one alone with me. You're the one. You are the one. You're the one in need of tending. So I should tend to you. It's no different than how it was back at school. Whichever one of us was in the most danger should get the most attention. And this might be selfish of me, but I'd really love it if you could see. Wait, fuck. If you could, I could see that smile of yours again.
It'd be lovely if I could see
Roblox
myself
smirk.
out.
Oh no. I would be fucking dead on the floor if someone said that to me. Oh. Dang. Oh, my throat made a weird noise. I hope that didn't get caught in the mic. Anything I can do to kindle that smile.
You can kindle these nuts.
Oh!
I smile. I smile plenty.
You're literally not. That's not what I mean.
Yeah, because you're here.
Dang. You never smile anymore, Oliver. Why is that?
Why is that?
That's
Seriously?
what I'm saying.
Jesus, what do you think, Judith? Don't ask questions you already know the answer to. I hate when you people do that. You people.
Me?
You people?
Yeah, humans. It's
Humans.
dishonest. I actually mean sirens. It's not real.
Yeah, I actually mean sirens, and he just stares at her really like. She's like, I'm
Does
not
the
a
Joe
siren.
stare?
Yeah, the Joe stare. Have you seen those TikToks where it's like people, they'll say a sentence and then like it does the vine boom and they stare at you to see if like you respond? Yeah, that's what this is right now. Like sirens, boom. And then she just looks at her.
Incredible. Wow. Forgive me for not being part of this.
I'm not, that's so mean.
Special
Yeah, that's
Brains
fucked up.
Club. Like you and Violet are. That's so messed up.
I'm gonna rearrange your fucking brain in a second,
I
Judith.
know.
Keep talking.
Jesus.
But it's been my job since day one to make sure that brain of yours keeps functioning. I won't let you toss it into an early grave.
I didn't ask you to do that. An early grave, huh? You know, even that seems loads better than being a murderer. That would be a blessing compared to what I've...
Whoop. I'll punch you with the side of my body.
Shut up! I won't let you talk about yourself like that. Hate me all you like, but I refuse to let that fetid bitch drag you down to her level.
I still don't know how that word is pronounced. Fetid, feted,
The
feety.
fetus. Don't let that
The
fetus
fetus.
drag you down.
Don't let that fetus
Ju-
drag you down.
Judith grips her chest in shock. You hate
I'm-
me.
No. That just... Olive oil, I'm so sorry.
I need to go.
You need to leave.
Wait, please.
No, I'm going. You just fucking hit me.
Yeah, and I'm vibrating angrily.
Don't call me olive oil.
Okay,
It's
fine, bitch.
wrong. It's... Alright, fetus. It's just
Yeah,
wrong.
you fetus.
Are you
What?
fucking amoeba? I'm done with you.
Excuse me? No, that's not fair. That's mine. I said it first. I knew you first.
Damn. I mean, Judith's acting way out of line. But
Oh, yeah.
I do kind of understand how she'd be like, well, I mean, I came up with it first, and then, you know, freaking Violet stole it from me.
Yeah, I'd be a little
I have the
pissed
rights to that
off.
nickname now.
Right.
I knew you first.
I'm leaving.
I knew you first. I knew you first.
I'll see you soon.
Why don't I
Listen here,
remember
you-
that line?
Listen here, you
being,
Siren. No, that was definitely there.
Stop it! Okay, never mind. I collapsed on the porch and covered my ears. Is this my fault? This isn't my fault. It's not my fault that Judith doesn't have any self-respect. It's not my fault. It's not what I want.
Listen here, you siren whore.
It's not what I want. I'm just trying to imagine how these would play out if this was like an anime format. Like.
Oh, I
actual
feel
anime.
like Siren's Call would be,
That would be
such a
wild.
good anime.
It would, but I feel like trying to act out like some of the creepy parts would probably be kind of difficult. You know, kind of like how acting out some Doki Doki Literature Club parts would be hard. But a
That's
lot of the
true.
drama-based portions would be really cool to see.
I feel like there would
like,
be a
anime
way that
form.
it could like work still though, you know? Like I feel like this one would be
Love, love,
more
love.
forgiving because there's more drama and it's a longer game than like Doki Doki.
Yeah.
Did you hear that,
Really
Jacob?
library.
Turn Siren's Call into an anime.
I will watch the shit out of that.
I will watch the shit out of that too. Support us on Patreon.
Honestly, to hell with this place. What sort of guy wants to spend their last day of summer vacation at a stinking library anyway? I don't know why the fuck I came here. Hi.
He's like, me neither.
I have my glasses on. Oh, right. I guess it can't be helped. Let's get this over with. Hey there, number 2. Ready to get started?
What the fuck
What
did you
just call me? Emil doesn't respond. It's only after I try reaching out to him again that I finally notice it. His hands are shaking. Emil? He forces
That's
himself out
me.
from behind his book and looks up at me. Yes. Yes, I'm ready. But we shouldn't do this here. A library is not fit for that kind of discussion we're about to have. Even if nobody here went to mind, we should do this somewhere that's free of wandering eyes. Won't you agree? I'm about to body you in an argument. Emil stays at shaking hands and shifts his demeanor into something far more assertive. I recognize this look. It's no different from how he'd used to look right before the 6 of us would go on one of our raids in the underworld. He's trying to psych himself up, which can only mean one thing. Sure you want to do this, amigo? Somebody has to. You've all been far too passive as of late, and that goes double for myself. So if it falls upon me to be the proactive one, then I welcome the challenge. Emil tosses his copy of The Stranger onto the table and walks towards the exit. Let's go, Oliver. Listen here, you can't order me around. I'm still wearing my damn robe. Emil settles on one of our old classrooms. Coming off a long way just to talk about French existentialism, Emil. Mind telling me what this is really about? Emil smirks, taking a sheet of orange construction paper out of his shirt pocket. I'll give you one guess as to what's written on this. Only one? I'm certain one is all you'll need. Is it a number? Yeah, it's just the number of seconds you have left to live. If so, I'm gonna go with 17. 17 is a good number. Wrong. Emil remains unmoved. If it was indeed your will to see that number written down, then I have no doubt in my mind that is what it would be. He slides the paper over to me. True to his word, the contents of the note are no real surprise. We may not have always seen eye to eye, but Andi was still my friend. She quite literally helped me become more than the sum of my parts. She challenged me. I appreciate her for that. I owe her for that. Even if I can't make sense of why they left us, that doesn't mean I'm not going to try. So tell me, Oliver, why are they following your lead all of a sudden? Now that Violet can't go with you, what reason is there for you to leave? Why are you going to college, Oliver? If you could provide a compelling enough defense for your actions, then I will concede this challenge to you. But if you cannot substantiate your decisions in any meaningful way, then you'll have no choice but to admit what you're doing is illogical. So that's why we're here. He's getting right to the point then, isn't he? Making the first move like this, he's not acting like himself. He's acting the way Ashton and Andi would during a fight. He's emulating them. I hand the note back to my friend. I'm impressed, Emil. You're normally not this aggressive. Well, it's like they say, to win you must attack. So I'm your enemy then?
Always.
No, you're my friend, Oliver. And like any friend worth their salt, I'm going to do whatever it takes to stop you from doing something stupid. If you're not going to bother fighting for your soul, then I'll fight on your behalf. He's really serious about this then. Sure, he's not forcing me to participate in this, or anything. Hell, if I wanted to, I could just get up and leave. Even if Emil is my friend, I don't owe him any sort of justification for my lifestyle choices. But the direct way he's challenging my choices like this. I'm not gonna lie, it's oddly refreshing. Alright then. Hopefully I can give you something worth thinking about. God, this theme slaps. Please do. I'd love nothing more than to be wrong here. Though, in all honesty, I doubt that I am. Oh man, I'm loving the dangerous amounts of confidence on you displayed today. So you're that sure you're gonna win then, number 2? I have to. Second place won't be good enough for me, at least not today. It's gonna have to be. If you say so, Captain. Now tell me, why are you going to college? Be honest. Let's get this shit started.
Alright.
I want to leave
This
Florida
was
as
fun.
quickly as possible. This was.
Yeah.
Can't really think of a better way for me to leave the state. If I go to college, I'll have a place to sleep, eat, and something big to work towards as well. And all for an absurdly large price tag. What else am I supposed to do? You could have done plenty. How much of a senior year did you spend wooing Violet when you could have been looking for apartments or jobs instead? You know, if all you cared about was leaving Florida, then you could have laid that groundwork for that a long time ago. But rather than thinking ahead, you let someone else think for you. And now you're trapped, but you don't have to be. I'm sure that in a year's time, you can work up the funds to pursue something out of state that won't leave you in debt for the rest of your life. You don't have to do this. There's still time to lift yourself out of the cannon before it fires you into God knows what. You're not hearing me, Emil. I want to go to college. But why? Surely it can't just be to leave home. People do that all the time without making huge 4-year-long commitments. So there has to be some other reason. Fuck you, man. Well, I already got a couple scholarships. A big chunk of my debt is already paid for, apparently. I got a bunch of scholarships and grants, so basically everything's covered by senior year. Seems like a waste not to go at this point. You've got that much of it paid for. How? You never struck me as a particularly fervent student. Wait a minute. I think I know the answer. Your parents and Miss Lawrence worked the illness, didn't they? That's the only explanation I can think of. Oh, fuck off with that shit, Emil. What? Touched a nerve, then? Look, man, all I know is that, according to everyone else I've spoken to about this, my last year is the only chunk I'll have to take out loans for. And how much will you end up paying for that last year of college? Because make no mistake, you will eventually have to pay that money back. It's not as free as it seems, I assure you. I think it's about 40,000 for 1 year? 20 grand a semester? That's pretty high. Give or take a few. So you're being roped into buying something you don't need just because it's on sale. Typical. Why are these places always so predatory? You know, Oliver, there are entire departments dedicated to reallocating grants and scholarships to more deserving parties. Even if you didn't go, it's not like that money would just evaporate. And who knows, backing out can make room for someone much more in need of that boost than you. Why are you so hellbent trying to talk me out of this? Because I might as well buy this thing because most of it is paid for is an extremely dangerous way to think. If you're this vulnerable to such predatory behavior, then as your friend, I'd be stupid not to be worried. But you're not getting it. I need to go to college, Emil. There's some things I need for my future that only college can provide. Such as... Elaborate. I want to find my dad. There's still a lot about myself I don't know. And there was never enough breathing room in high school to fully explore who I am. College seems a lot more hands-off in terms of what I can study and what I'm allowed to do, so why not make the most of that? Ah yes, the classic argument, the whole I need college to find myself shtick. You know what's even more hands-off than college, Oliver? Actually living on your own as an adult. You don't need some ham-fisted structure that can only drip-feed the things you're actually passionate about. Have some self-respect. If you really want to study something, then seek it out and try to get your hands dirty. Go to the library. And if you don't have genuine interest in those things, then you simply won't do them. The idea that you need something like college to find yourself is nothing short of propaganda. You don't find yourself trapped in a maze of someone else's creation, you find yourself in the blank hours where nothing is expected of you. What you do in those moments, what you choose to pursue and what you choose to value, that determines who you are. You don't need college for that, all you need is time.
All you need is...
So why give your precious time away to some heartless institution when you can have almost all of it to yourself? Elaborate. Well, I think college is going to be a super easy way for me to meet lots of new people. Everybody will be around my age, and we'll all have a common goal in graduating. It'll be interesting to see what will happen once I get to know some of them. I can't argue that. College does seem like the ideal playground for the socially inclined. And in terms of finding people your own age, it's likely unmatched. Great, so now you know. Are we done here? So that's the reason you're excited to meet a bunch of new people? That's the reason why you want to go to college. That's your desire? Yes, absolutely. Why? And that's normal, right? For some people, yes. But you get really scared around new people, don't you, Oliver? What? And you also do that really annoying persona every time you put your hands out. Before any of us became friends at the start of junior year, Judith was really your only real friend, correct? And before her, there was nobody. You were completely alone. So what? So what if I was alone? What does that have to do with anything? People in my classes didn't like me a whole lot. It wasn't my fault. That's not true either. The other kids thought you were fine enough, but you avoided interacting with anyone you didn't know. And you did that because any socialist situation you can't predict sends you into a panic. That's why you spend so much time obsessing over the perfect thing to say. If you can narrow down your responses to only a select few choices, then there's nothing to be afraid of. But how are you supposed to do that when it's someone you just met? And on your first try, no less. It's impossible. Not for a normal person, of course, but that's moot. Because there's nothing normal about you, Oliver. But your parents are normal, and so they'd love nothing more than for you to meet a bunch of new people. Imagine how proud they're going to be once they find out that you shacked up with your speech therapist's daughter. Finally, a normal relationship with their incompetent son. Never would have happened without Judith holding your hand the entire time, though. Tell me, how did you and her meet again? Was her friendship something you actually managed to capture all on your own? Why are you saying this? Why are you being so crappy right now? I'm not saying anything that you aren't thinking yourself. Now say it. How did you and Judith meet? Say it. It doesn't matter how we met. She's my best friend. That's all that... Say it, Oliver! Our parents put us in choir together. They didn't like me staying in my room all the time, and so somebody in their support group told them to try moving me out of my comfort zone. Judith and I went to the same church. She was forced by her parents to join too, apparently. She says that they asked her to watch over me. Why does that matter? Why does any of that even matter? Because college is indeed a playground for the young, Oliver. But it only matters if you have any interest in playing around with someone new. And you've had Judith with you forever, like an old pillow. Is it really your heart's desire to abandon a reliable friend like her in favor of such a ridiculous gamble? Or is it simply that something that your parents want? I want it. You're wrong. I want to meet new people. And I don't need anyone's help to do that. I can do it on my own. You don't believe the words you're saying. And if you don't believe yourself, then there's no way you're going to end up convincing anyone. I'm sorry, but that's just how this works. Fuck you, man. Don't you think it's a good idea for me to at least get a bachelor's degree? They say college is the new high school if you want a job that actually gets you somewhere in life. Nay, so you really believe that? Oliver, that's just something universities peddle in order to goad people like us into keeping their failing industry alive. Have you ever heard of trade school? You could learn to do something actually useful in a third of the time for a fraction of the price. There's apprenticeships too. Some places actually end up paying you while you're learning the skills you need to work for them. Trade schools are good.
They are really good. I vouch for
You're
them.
not going to be... Yeah, and plus they also give you a lot of, like, real-life skills that you can actually put to work. Like, being a plumber, carpentry, a lot of those. They can pay well, and also it's really... I said that kind of weird. They pay well.
I was gonna say, you said a really country.
Yeah, and also I promise you guys, I do not have a country accent. So don't go saying you slipped into your natural accent, because that's not true.
That's what you you slipped into your natural accent. How do we know? How do we know?
God. I was born in Florida, but I can assure you I do not have a southern accent.
Shit.
I do say y'all, but that's it. Anyway. But yeah, trades are nice, because, like, you know, if you're like a plumber or you go into carpentry or any of those kinds of things, HVAC, you can apply those skills in real life scenarios. Like, if something breaks down in your house, you can easily fix it yourself instead of having to hire somebody to do it. Okay. Definitely nice to have those at your disposal.
Pro show?
But anyway, you're not going to be doomed working at a gas station if you don't get a degree. There are options, you simply haven't been told about them. Ever wonder why that is? No, not really. That's part of the problem. If you're anything like me, and I know you are, the idea of needing to go to college is something that's been planted into your head since the start of high school. That is very fucking true. They always want to prep you for college, even if you don't plan on going.
They do. Because they think it's the end-all, be-all, and it's, like, really annoying, actually.
They're like, if you don't go to college, you're not going to get anywhere in life. Yeah, okay.
And you're like, why would you tell that? Why would you tell that to people?
Yeah, and it's like, plus, I mean, like, people... There's plenty of people who don't have college degrees, and they're the one who make the world run. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Truckers are a huge example.
Right?
Like,
they make bank.
They do. And they're also, like, integral to delivery and making sure people get the stuff they need.
Right.
But they won't mention those things. But you need to question these things. Pull them out of the ground, roots and all. Otherwise, you're only setting yourself up to be taken advantage of. You're nothing more to that place than a paycheck. Paychecked? I said that kind of weird.
Get paychecked.
I just rendered my entire argument moot. Don't listen to me anymore. You can go to college.
I
You
love
don't
when
need
that
them.
happens. When someone slips up during an argument, they're like, actually, well, never mind.
When I slip up
just
during an
done.
argument, I'm like, well, I stutter. I'm done. I fucked up.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
win.
I'm fucking done. I'm done.
You don't need them. You don't need anyone, really. But they need you. Not if I want to do something other than manual labor for the rest of my life, Emil. What sorts of things would I be learning at these trade schools? Plumbing, welding, landscaping, which are all very respectable professions. Most likely, but so what? It's not like there's anything wrong with good, honest work. You're no stranger to getting your hands dirty, after all. Or could it be that you're going to college simply to avoid having to work hard for as long as humanly possible? That's not it at all. Then what sort of competitive advantage does college offer? Elaborate.
Elaborate, please.
I'm mostly curious, I guess. College has been hyped up as a really big thing for most of my life. I want to see what it's like. Really, I'm fairly certain you have an accurate idea of how it's going to be already. The whole appeal of college that is basically high school, but with less supervision. You're being reductive. Hardly. It's not like college isn't something millions of other people have already experienced, so how much is there left for us to actually be curious about? Maybe the food tastes different. Or maybe the classes are more challenging or something. Perhaps, but so what? Once that honeymoon period is over and your base assumptions are proven correct, you can't just leave. I mean, you can. Freshman dropout rates are more than enough to prove that. But do you really want to set yourself up for that kind of failure? That's not going to happen to me, Emil. I'm not going to drop out. Of course you won't. Because unlike those kids, naive curiosity isn't your reason for wanting to go to college. I'd wager that you have a more sentimental reason, one that will keep you there for as long as you need to be. So why don't we stop talking in circles and actually get to the heart of the matter, Oliver? Oh boy. You know why I want to go to college? Orienteering, rock climbing, festivals, shitty punk shows, bake sales, countless other things I've never done before. There's so much cool stuff you can do at college, stuff I'd otherwise never get the chance to do. Indeed, sounds fun, almost like a summer camp in some ways. A really, really overpriced summer camp. You're mocking me. Oh, come now. You can't possibly tell me that level of self-indulgence is really what you're looking for. Hey man, you're the one that asked why I want to go to college. You might not like the answer, but at least now you have one. Only a fool takes everything they're given without questioning it. So answer me this and I'll concede to you. What grand accomplishment are you so proud of that you think 4 years of pure hedonism is an adequate award? I know for a fact you take no pride in graduating, nor in our endeavors over the summer. So what else is there? What are you actually proud of? Do I need something to be proud of? I'm still alive, isn't that enough? To some people it might be. But we both know you aren't the type of man who rewards himself for accomplishing nothing. So what is it then? If you can tell me one thing you're actually proud of accomplishing, I'll accept this argument of yours as the truth. So go on, Oliver. Tell me what you're proud of and you win. Easy as that. Finally got myself a girlfriend. Violet only started dating me because we were pushed together by everyone around us. It's no different from how Judith and I were brought together all those years ago. Something easy placed in my feet by someone else and nothing more. I just got lucky. And luck like that is nothing to be proud of. She probably didn't even want to keep being with me anyway. No, that's not true. All these friends of mine were practically handed to me. I didn't have to work for any of them to like me, not really. And I can't even begin to count all the times my hubris almost got them killed. There's nothing to be free to be proud of there. I'm proud that I survived. Bullshit. I can't even begin to think how lucky everyone else would have been if I died early on. They would have had a nice, normal Florida summer instead of being gifted all this trauma. I should have died. I should have just died. Okay, you're right. There's nothing I'm actually proud of. There's nothing. Absolutely nothing. I know, Oliver. I understand it must be hard to say those sorts of things out loud because it makes them real, in a sense. One truth leads to another. Oh boy. Gotta keep going. Asheville is a really beautiful place, at least from what little Violet and I saw of it over spring break. And the campus itself is so cozy and rustic. The whole thing is perched on the lip of this little river valley, a few miles away from the city. Even walking from building to building feels like you're moving between the pages of a fairy tale. Seems like a pretty good place to spend the next 4 years of my life. Then why not simply move there? If you truly value aesthetics that greatly, then why not simply relocate and visit the area around the campus whenever you feel like it? Is there a reason to even bother with pursuing a degree? Elaborate. Oh boy. A degree can only help me getting a good job, right? Oliver, we've already established that a degree might not even be necessary for you. Did you honestly forget? Or are you just not taking this seriously? Fuck. Crap, I'm starting to repeat myself. I need to focus more on what I've already said if I'm gonna win this. I don't know.
No shit, the music's
That's
gone.
it, isn't it? That's the only possible answer. Everything else, they're all just things I've been told by other people. They're the things a normal person would say in this situation. The things I tell other people when they ask about my plans for the future. I do want to go to college, though. I really do. However... Okay, you win, Emil. I know this probably makes me sound like an idiot, but I don't know the exact reason why I want to go to college. But it doesn't matter, because I know for certain that college is the place I want to be. And that's not something any of you can change. I try my best to be as assertive with that last bit. He probably thinks I'm a fool for saying something so willfully ignorant, but with any luck, it'll be enough to discourage him from trying to start up another debate. That I will definitely lose. A second or two of cold, cruel silence passes before Emil finally speaks. You're a good man, Oliver. It may have taken a bit, but you got there. I simply loathe having to play such an antagonistic role, but it was worth it to hear you finally say that. You were able to take your pride in the name of truth, even if it meant losing. And that's a good sign. A really good sign, even. He's congratulating me. Why is he congratulating me? Is this pity? It doesn't feel like pity. You knew the whole time, didn't you? You were testing me. Naturally. I've known you for a long while. It was clear that, outside of tagging along with Violet, you had no idea why you wanted to go to college. But if I simply told you this, it would have been easy enough to dismiss. The truth is meaningless if it's something that another person simply hands to you. But if you're made to say it out loud, to say it to yourself, only then does it have the chance to become the truth. So you manipulated me. Kind of a dick move, Emil, not gonna lie. I'm sorry, Oliver, but it was the only option I had. The truth is that college is a fine choice for lots of people, and, for all I know, it could do wonders for you. But you're not even aware of why you still want to go there. Don't you think that's a bit of an issue? These insinuations are beginning to make my blood boil. I'm so sick of this crap. So sick of being manipulated. Who cares, Emil? Why don't we talk about what's really going on here? If the truth is something you value so much, then why not say it? You want me to stay in Siren's call. That's it. This isn't about finding the truth or any of that nonsense. You're trying to manipulate me. It's not complicated. All I am is a commodity to you people. Something to be indulged in and consumed. You didn't have any friends before, and so now all of them are moving on with their lives, you're starting to crack, aren't you? You're only being selfish. Admit it. Admit it, Emil. You'll feel so much better about yourself if you do, right? Right? I slammed the ball into Emil's court with as much force as I could possibly muster. I know he probably doesn't deserve this level of animosity, but I can't help myself. He took advantage of me just to make some stupid point, and now he's trying to use that to tie me down. This isn't over yet. I can still fight back. I can still win. Emil sighs. It's sad that you've grown to think so little of me in such a short amount of time. That's not gonna work on me, dude. I've seen how you fight. I know you're tougher than that. You're not gonna get any pity points from me, so stop wasting your time. You're being a bully. And you're being a manipulative prick. How am I supposed to trust anything you say at this point? Everything I've done only to help us reach the truth, you fuckwad. I'm just trying to help you, Oliver, to put your needs first. Then prove it. Prove to me right now that what you've been saying is for my benefit. Prove to me that you're not just trying to keep me this crappy little burg until I die. Prove it, Emil. Where's the evidence? You always have some sort of comeback, right? So where is it? Well, we're not an ace attorney, first of all, so calm down. Where is it, Emil? Emil reaches into his wallet and slams a thin, rectangular piece of paper onto the table. He then leaves the room without saying a word. I flipped the paper over and began reading it. Shit. And we never knew.
Let's just run away. Let's just stop having this conversation.
After scouring the school for a few minutes, I'm able to locate Emil, resting against the glossy door of locker 714. I throw myself on the floor next to him, doing my best not to fall backwards into the thin metallic gap behind me. Isn't it a pretty bad idea to leave something as valuable as a plane ticket with a bully like me? I can always print out another one at the library. Doesn't matter. Not really. So you're flying up to Maine, huh? Is this something you've been planning to do for a while, or...? It's a recent development, if that's what you're asking, but not an unprecedented one. With the three of us gone, the Midnight Guard is but a shell of its former self. I was planning on continuing my research regardless, but... He motions to the scattered remains of Locker 713. Right. Why Portland, though? Do you have family up north or something? No. I spent a weekend there with my youth group once, but that was it. Other than lodging, there's nothing waiting for me in Maine. Nothing at all. So you've been grilling me about going to college this whole time, but you're totally fine with moving out to Portland on a whim? There's no whimsy in what I'm doing, Oliver. I need to leave this place. Here, we win easily and are comfortable. Comfortable enough to die. But I'm 18. I'm too young to retire. I need to be somewhere where I can feel my growing pains. You're making no sense right now. If living in Siren's Call really is easy, then why would you shoot yourself in the foot by going somewhere else? You've never been one to turn away an easy win, amigo. Losing has its benefits. I've come to realize that losing may feel bad in the moment, but nothing mirrors death more than the comfort of being undefeated. Do you remember last year when we learned about the pure Eternatus? What the fuck did I say? I remember it being on those flashcards you and Judith made. After that, I guess it got slipped out of my head.
The bastard. Yum, yum.
Did it now. I had to rearrange your neck. Regardless, it's an alarming concept. The basic idea is that if your life as a child never ends up dying, it will eventually consume you. Not so long ago, it was common for most cultures to have rituals that would result in the death of your childhood, as a preventative measure. Your friends and family will bury you alive, or throw you in a cave, or leave you somewhere far away from home. I assume that college is supposed to be the modern equivalent of these rituals, but as is often the case in this day and age, these useful connections are never actually severed. Not really. And because the ritual of college isn't meaningful, your brain never matures. You stay young and dependent forever because those who love you never fully let go. But we must let go. We must lose something. It's the only way that we can become who we're meant to be. It's the only way? It's the only way that I know of. And so, if I'm making my own rite of passage before reality catches up to me. Because it always does, Oliver. Always. I no longer wish to compare myself to you. I no longer wish to be in the service of sleep. I simply want to live. I want to live. Where did all this come from? This isn't right. If Emil really wanted to leave, then I would have known, right? I would have been involved somehow. I would have been needed. You're being stupid. What about Judith? Sure, most of us are leaving, but that only makes it so there's more room in her life for you, right? Emil laughs. And thus, the final carrot has been dangled in front of me. I have no intention of weighing Judith down with my desires, Oliver. None anymore. I may be idealistic at times, but I'm no simpleton. I will present no overgrown child for her to nurture. Judith is free to live as she wishes, just as she's always been. After all, you're not the only one who could benefit from a clean start. And unlike you, it's pretty clear that Judith knows what she wants out of all of this. I feel like that's something that's worthy of our respect, don't you? So you're just gonna give up on her? Is that it? Is that really your definition of respect? You'll just fly away? Fly on out of our lives? I thought shit like that was selfish, Emil. It might be, to some degree. There's a hopeful, selfish curiosity to it, much like how I was curious to see if you were responsible for Andi and Ashton's departure. But, as it turns out, they didn't need you to leave. Them leaving has nothing to do with us. Nothing. Nothing at all. At least not from what I can gather. Them leaving was likely just another selfish act, completely independent of you. Just like how it is for me. But even if that's true, I still forgive them. I forgive them for being selfish. Why should you? Because if there was ever a time in our lives to be that way, it's now. We're finally adults. We have to act. Otherwise, everything about the people we'll become is going to be decided for us. So yes, I may admire Judith, but I'm not going to die for her. And I'm not going to die for you either, Oliver. If that makes me a villain in your eyes, then so be it. But I don't think we're born enough to be villains, or even heroes for that matter. I think we're just people. And people only have complete control over themselves. I can't control what you or Judith think of me for leaving, and I can't control how I feel about it. And that control will be the key to victory. My victory. Emil leans back on his heels and launches himself off the floor in one swift, vigorous motion. Can I have my ticket back by any chance? I'd prefer not to walk back to the library if I don't need to. Sure. Dumbfounded, I do as I'm told and hand Emil back his ticket. He stuffs it in his shirt pocket and nods solemnly. I'd like to apologize, by the way. Not for just for deceiving you earlier, but for how small a role we've played in all of this. I too felt helpless after everybody started leaving. I really did. I felt like I should have been able to do more to keep them around. I thought I was enough. I thought we were enough. But there's worse things than being small, and there's worse things than losing someone, I promise. Yeah, well, if you're really sorry, then be real with me. What other times have you lied, Emil? You were our research guy. You knew more about sirens than any of us. So tell me, did you ever lie about them? Did you ever lie about the underworld? If you're really leaving for good, then you shouldn't have any problem telling me that, right? Emil closes his eyes and lets out a long, heavy sigh. Alright, fair enough. No, I've never lied to you about the sirens or the underworld. Everything I've written on those creatures is a one-to-one representation of how they're meant to work. But you should ask yourself this. What does a siren look like? Huh? What are you talking about?
Like Judith.
What does a siren look like, Oliver? I want you to tell me. After that, you never have to speak to me again if you don't want to. But please, as your friend, in your own words, what does a siren look like? They live on rocks in the underworld and attack us from there. They're strange. They're uncanny to behold. Right? Wrong. Emil puts his hand on my shoulder. I see. So that's where we're at. Don't worry, Oliver. You shouldn't worry. You may be small, but you are powerless. You have all the skills you need to win your life back. You're not Mere Salt. You're not Raymond. You're not the people you've read about. Bye. Emil moves past me and begins walking down the hall. And just like that, huh? And I may not want to be anything like you, but that doesn't mean I'm not rooting for you. I'm still rooting for you, remember that. And just like that, Emil leaves me behind in the hallway. He leaves. He didn't need my help. None of them did. I wasn't needed at all. I never was. He'll get plenty far too. They all will. Leave. They'll all be leaving soon enough. But then where does that leave me? Yeah, what's the big idea?
What's going on here?
I'm so freaking tired after that.
That was literally
And it looks like we'll
amazing.
Yeah, that was, I really like that interaction between those two. But yeah, so next time on Siren's Call, we are going to continue with Emil's category. I've really enjoyed his so far.
Yeah,
even though it's
Emil
not
is
as
interesting.
eventful as the other ones.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, as always, if you all enjoyed and want to keep the series going and show us the love and support, you know what to do. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm hoping we'll see you in the next episode.